everybody, welcome back to Jessica's Reading Room. My name is Kim and we are here for another monthly wrap-up video. We're here for the month of February, which strangely enough, this is like the first February in like the last 15 years where it actually went by really fast. Normally, February is like the longest month of the year for me. I don't know why. I don't know how it just, oh my gosh, and I drop stuff as I talk. For some reason, February being the shortest month of the entire year is always my longest year, with January coming as a very close second. But both months actually went by really, really quick. I'm not sure what the problem is. I hope the rest of the year doesn't go this fast, but I don't know. But we are now headed into the spring months where things are going to start getting warmer and we're not going to have to worry about the cold. And I cannot even tell you how excited I am about that. Because see, I am a summer person. I am not a winter person. Okay, this cold, look at how pasty I am. Okay, during the summer where I actually get to read outside and get a tan, I look so much better with a tan. A tan literally makes me look skinnier. Okay, again, I don't know the science behind these things. I'm just telling you what I know. And what I know is that the videos will now improve from here on out because I will have this nice, beautiful golden tan, which, like I said, will make me look skinnier. So just prepare yourself that how much better Kim is going to look. Awesome? Okay, good. All right, so anyway, we have gotten through the month of February. I actually read a really good pile of books, considering the fact that I've actually started playing more PlayStation because I started playing the DLC addition, whatever you call it, of Assassin's Creed Odyssey where it's extra. It's the extra downloadable stuff. I guess it's DLC. I'm having a brain fart and I can't remember what it is. If I remember it in the middle of the video, I'll probably just yell it out. But anyway, so I've been playing that. Plus, the new Star Trek Picard has started streaming. I ended up getting a CBS All Access membership, so I've been watching that every week and sometimes rewatching those. Plus, I've been getting back into the rest of the Star Treks. I started watching Star Trek Discovery. So that's a lot of TV that I've been watching. Plus, Ivan and I have been watching all the original series movies because he had not seen those. He had actually seen the J.J. Abrams movies, which made me really angry and are awful, and I have not forgiven him. It's been all downhill from there, with J.J. Abrams and myself. And now I just don't like anything that he does. So it's just, I haven't seen any of the Star Wars. Oh no, I saw episode 7. That's right. But then I found out that he was actually doing the Star Wars and I was like, forget that. And it's probably a good thing because I hated episode 7. Anyway, so I ended up showing Ivan a lot of the original movies. We are actually heading into the Next Generation movies. And so, yeah, so I've been on a Star Trek kick. And look. And plus, we just got to the 5-year anniversary of Leonard Nimoy's death, which was really sad, and the galaxy feels like an emptier place without him. It's really very tragic, but that's okay. That's all right. He lives on, and we go and visit him whenever possible. I mean, he was a Vulcan. His Katra still is around, Anyway, okay, I guess you had to watch Search for Spock in order to get that, or read these books. So, yeah, nice tie-in to my intro. Who is going to be a good video, I can tell. It is, because my hair is doing like this nice curly thing, and I actually have makeup on today. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and just start with that. What Kim read in the month of almost said November. Oh my gosh, okay, see, I jinxed myself. February. What Kim read in the month of February 2020. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first of all, we have Sarek, Star Trek Sarek. It's called Star Trek Sarek. Yes, by A.C. Crispin. Ta-da! And I will admit, you do kind of have to know certain background information in order to read a lot of the Star Trek novels. Obviously, you have to watch some of the original series episodes. You do have to watch some of the movies. In this case, you actually don't have to watch the Next Generation. This really is, as long as you see the informative original series stuff, you can actually read this book. And it was really, really good. I mean, I grew up watching the original series. I knew who Sarek was. I didn't know much about him. It wasn't until later, because my parents were very much original series and the movies, and we didn't really get into The Next Generation. I didn't start watching that until like college. So I knew who Sarek was. I knew what he did. I mean, he's an ambassador for the Federation. He's a Vulcan. He ended up marrying a human, and then they had Spock, who was half human, half Vulcan, but I didn't actually know much about who Sarek was. So reading this book, I actually got to see more of his relationship with his wife, Amanda, how that kind of worked between Vulcan and human, his relationship with Spock, getting a little more information about what transpired between the two of them that then, you know, estranged them from each other. And overall, this is a really good book. I learned a lot. It was very, considering that it was a book about Vulcans, it was incredibly emotional. The actual, you know, conspiracy plot line underneath everything was really good. I actually learned a little bit more about the Romulans than I expected to, which going into Picard is a good thing because you got a lot of Romulans in there. I miss the Klingons because I like the Klingons better, but again, that's a whole separate issue. So I gave this book 4 stars out of 5. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was actually my first, okay, that's not true. I did read that graphic novel last year, but we're not going to count that. So this is technically my first book that I have read of the Star Trek fan fiction book collection, I guess you could say. And it was really, really good. So Star Trek Sarek, excellent, very good. Perfect for the Trekkie in your life. All right, then we also have Star Trek Vulcan's Forge by Josefa? I don't know. I'm not Spanish. I don't know. Sherman and Susan Schwartz. This one, I will admit I didn't like it nearly as much as I liked Sarek. With this one, there was a lot of walking in the desert, which I don't have a problem with because, I mean, it was just boring. It was just walking in the desert. Like I said, I actually got to learn a lot more about Spock, a lot more about his decision to join Starfleet as opposed to staying at the Vulcan Science Academy and joining the Expeditionary Force there. And I mean, we actually got, this is another one where you do have to watch, at the very least, you have to watch Star Trek Generations. At the very least, that's what you need to watch. You get to see a lot of really good banter between Spock and McCoy, what their relationship looks like now that Jim Kirk has died. And it just, I mean, this was very much based on characters as opposed to plot line. Oh, and I forgot to say that in Sarek, there was a completely separate plot line where there were Klingons and Jim Kirk's nephew, which I also loved. I forgot about that. I actually liked that the best in the entire book. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Anyways, this one, I did enjoy it. I did actually learn a lot about the characters in the original series. It could have like been shaved off by like 50 pages of just them walking in the desert, and that was kind of its biggest downfall. But it was still a really good book. I still really liked it. Star Trek Vulcan's Forge. Great job. Okay, then we have Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. This is actually my first Kristen Hanna book. I know that she wrote that one, The Nightingale, which I mean, I've heard a lot of really good things about it, but I just haven't actually read it yet. This was our neighborhood book club's book of the month. I had nothing to do with picking this book, which probably explains why it's better than all the other ones, because for some reason when it comes to book club books, I end up picking really sucky books. I don't know why. Okay, they weren't sucky. Okay, one of them was sucky. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this one, it was really good. It's about, I mean, it was really good in the sense that it went really fast and I got really involved and I was in tears by the end. The characters I actually really disliked a lot, and yet somehow I got so emotionally involved that they made me cry at the end of the book. The characters are actually really horrible. Like, if I knew people like these characters, I wouldn't want to actually spend any time with them, if that makes any sense. But it was a good book. I enjoyed it. It's about 2 best friends and just their navigation through life, you know, going from childhood to adulthood, how they, you know, how their relationship evolves, etc., etc. And I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I read it. Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. again, if you act like these characters, I'm going to end up kicking you out of my life. Huh. All right, so then we have, this was a good one. I've been looking forward to this book, dang, for months. Actually, it might have been out at least a year before I ended up reading it. I don't even know, but it's really, really good. Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. Yes. He's actually the guy who wrote The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which was really good. I read that years and years ago, back when I was still teaching in Hawaii. Blew my mind. I've read it several times since then. I mean, it was excellent. Great book. Then when I found out he was writing an adult fiction and a horror fiction, I was like, oh my gosh, what? So Ivan bought me this book back when we were at the Outer Banks for something, because every time we go to the Outer Banks, we stop at all the bookstores and I get to buy, this was New Year's. Yes, we were out in Manio, North Carolina for New Year's. Anytime we're at the Outer Banks, there are always certain bookstores that I like to visit. And what's really nice is that whenever we go, I like to support them. So Ivan lets me buy a book at like each place. So I'm like, score. So Imaginary Friend, it's really, really good. A lot happened. Like, it's a pretty thick book. Like, if you look at it, jacket, it's a pretty thick book, and it is very immersive. So, I mean, I got down in this book. It was very easy to read. It did take a little while just because it's a lot happening. It is definitely horror, but I realize that there are a lot of you who don't like horror. Becky. But I don't know if I would necessarily call this like scary horror. I mean, it has some creepy elements in it, but I wouldn't really call this necessarily a scary book. So I think even those who don't necessarily like horror would probably still like this book. This little boy disappears in the forest for 6 days. He ends up coming back, just walking out of the forest. But what happened to him in those 6 days? What happens to him after those 6 days? A lot of really crazy stuff starts happening, and there's a lot of Catholic themes that are all kind of thrown into it, which makes it really fascinating, because I'm not a Catholic, but I've studied Catholicism, and there are a lot of elements that I was like, okay, all right. So, I mean, I was fascinated by it. I was engaged by it. I really, really liked the story. So this was actually a really good book, and I really liked it. So Imaginary Friend, let's see if we can get the glare off. There we go, by Stephen Chbosky. Great book. Excellent book. Okay, so then, you know what? Before I forget, I'm going to show you the, I read, let's see if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. The Bride Test by Helen Hoang. I'm sorry for slaughtering the Vietnamese language. Or a Vietnamese name. Oh no, you can't see it. There you go. Okay, hold it like that. Anyway, I actually got this on Audible. Dang, I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure it was on sale. And I said, okay, all right, sure, I'll go ahead and buy it. I think I actually took one of those tests, take this test and we'll tell you what your next book should be. So I was like, okay, I took it, and actually this book won. So I think it was one of those things where I was like, okay, so I need to read it. It was on sale on Audible, so I was like, okay, let's go ahead and buy it and read it. This book cracked me up. It was really cute. It's definitely one of those where there are certain places in the middle where you're going, oh my gosh, why aren't you guys being adults and just communicating maturely? Because if you had communicated maturely, then we wouldn't be having these problems. But in between those times, that was just not, it wasn't a big, oh no, oops, okay. It wasn't a really big deal. Like, it didn't annoy me enough that I was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna actually keep reading. It was really cute. A mother hires this girl to come from Vietnam to California to marry her autistic son, who is all the classic autistic stuff, socially awkward, doesn't like to be touched, but yet he's a genius, and apparently he's super hot, like a Vietnamese movie star. Ooh, excuse me. And all this, and so Esme, whose Vietnamese name, I don't think I can say it correctly because it's really simple, but yet the pronunciation just doesn't come out right. She actually comes to live with Kai for the summer, trying to convince him to marry her. She's doing it for her daughter. He's doing this just to please his mother, and actually claiming that it's not actually going to happen. But it's just a really cute book. I really liked it. I looked forward to getting into my car so I could keep listening, and it was a really cute book. And I mean, I may have to read Helen Hoang's other book, because I think it was Suleika who said that she had read it and she really liked it. Oh no, which means I might not like it if Suleika liked it. That's okay. All right, I'm still going to read it because I really liked this book and it was really cute and I enjoyed it. Okay, so next we have Vampire Hunter D by Hideyuki Kikuchi. So I'm pretty sure I'm slaughtering Vietnamese and Japanese today. So I'd like to apologize to the entire Asian ethnicity for slaughtering multiple languages within your culture. I'm very sorry. Vampire Hunter D. This one is actually, I know it's an anime movie. I guess they have now come out with it in manga, but this is a novel form of the anime movie, I guess, because this is Adam. Because you guys remember Adam, okay? He keeps trying to push me to get into the anime manga stuff. I can't do manga, okay? It's gotten to the point where I can't even do graphic novels because it's just not my thing. I either want to read a book or I want to watch a movie. I don't want to do this like in-between thing where, anyway. So he said, so I asked him, I said, is there anything like this where it's literally just the story from the manga and it's in novel form? And he's like, oh my gosh, Vampire D, Vampire Hunter D. So I said, okay, sure. So I ordered it. I started reading it. I actually really liked the story. The characters were really good. There's a lot of really creepy stuff in there. And I haven't watched the movie yet, but I'm going to. Apparently it's on YouTube and I'm going to watch it because I really did like the story. D is super hot. Doris is this, Doris, make sure that I'm saying this correctly. Yes, she's like this super badass and you got to figure out how to beat the other vampires, and it was really good. I mean, I really liked it. I've actually not written a review. Adam and I are actually going to do a joint video review for this. We just haven't gotten a chance to do it yet, so stay tuned for that. But I really liked it. It was a good story. Apparently there are like 1 million volumes that just continue the story, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and read those too because I really liked it. Okay, so then we have Some Can See by J.R. Erickson. Oh, this is part of the Northern Michigan Asylum novels, which you guys know that all you gotta do is tell me something is set in a asylum, a mental hospital, a psych ward, and I am all over that. I'm not that hard to please, guys, at all. So Ivan got me this for Christmas. I added on my list. I said I wanted it. It's got asylum in the little description. So I said, dude. So I got it and I read it. And while I wish there had been more happening in the asylum, there wasn't nearly as much happening in the asylum as much as it was happening outside the asylum, which was a little disappointing. I will admit that kind of disappointed me some, but there was a secret brotherhood involved. There was this weird family conspiracy happening. And overall, it was really good. I did really like it. I think I'm actually going to continue reading because apparently it's a series of standalone novels. They just all happen to be happening within this Northern Michigan asylum area. So who knows, maybe some of the other stories will actually take place far more in the asylum, which would make me happy. Plus this cover, I mean, dude. So yes, I really liked it. It was really good. Like I said, I'm not hard to please. I'm not that difficult. I keep telling Ivan that. I'm like, dude, I'm really not that hard to please. I know what I like, and if you would just get me what I like, we wouldn't have a problem. Huh. Okay, so next we have The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and a short story, The Body Snatcher, both by Robert Louis Stevenson. And this, okay, so I know that I just said that I don't like graphic novels, but this one I actually decided to give it a chance. I did, because I mean, I've already read The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I mean, who hasn't? If you haven't read it, then you need to stop what you're doing and you need to go read it because the story is flippin' brilliant. That's a story that everyone should read at least once. So I already knew the story. I'd already read the books. I mean, for crying out loud, I love watching Penny Dreadful with the super hot Dr. Frankenstein, who then actually starts doing experimental work at Bedlam Hospital with the freaking hot Dr. Henry Jekyll. So I was like, you know what? I found this super cheap at Ollie's, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to read it because I love it, and let's do it. So I read it. It was quick. It was easy. It definitely helps if you already know the story. And I liked it. I mean, even the body snatcher story at the very end, it was really good. So I know I just said that I don't like graphic novels, and normally I don't like graphic novels, but this one was really good. Like I said, knowing the story already makes it better. So it's not, again, it's not difficult. There you go. Okay, so there we go. That's what Kim read for the month of February. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. Awesome. Not too bad considering how much time I wasted on TV and gaming. All right. So, most favorite and least favorite. Oh, okay. Least favorite. And I'm going to say this. I don't like it that this is my least favorite, but I'm just doing it anyway. Okay. Because like I said, there was a lot of just walking around in the desert. That's really honestly my main issue with this book. Everything else I really loved. It's just, there were times when it just be like, dude, stop walking in the desert. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, I am going to say that my least favorite is Star Trek Vulcan's Forge. Again, it's not that I didn't like this book. It's just a lot of walking in the desert. You know what I mean? Yes, you know. Okay. Ooh. Most favorite book. That's going to be a tough one. Ooh, my hair's frizzing too. Okay, I think I'm going to say that my most favorite is Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. Chbosky. Yes. Just because I kept thinking about this book after I finished it. Like, the book was really, really good, and the story, I mean, it was creative, it was fascinating, it was unique. Bringing Catholicism into it, I just spent a lot of time just thinking about it and pondering it. So I'm just going to have to say that my most favorite, Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. It was really good. If you haven't read it, you should definitely read it. There you go. Okay, so that is February. We are, oh, dang it, we're not under 20 minutes. I was going to see, that's my goal, is to make these under 20 minutes. So we're working on it, and we're under 25 minutes. So that has to count for something, right? Yay us. All right, so thanks for watching. We would love to hear about what you guys have read in the month of February. Make sure you tell us down in the comments. If you have any suggestions for how to make our videos better, please let us know. If you have any book suggestions, if you know of any books that you think either Jessica or myself would like to read, asylum books, then please let us know down in the comments. We love keeping in contact with you. So make sure you talk to us down in the comments. We love you guys very much. Hope you have an awesome March with lots and lots of reading. Bye.